Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction. Joe Budden speaks on NORE dissing Peter Rosenberg on Hot 97 for not being from New York. Shout out to Chicks Smooth, man. Chicks brings the fire articles that we could react to. So yeah, hit that like and subscribe. This Hip Hop Heist TV, man. Make sure you share this and turn that bell on for the notes. We about to get into it, man. It's getting the plot thickens. Alright.
Guys, is NORE trying to sneak this Ebro and Rosenberg? Or is Peter Rosenberg just a little bit too sensitive? Now, ever since Rosenberg and Ebro left Hot 97, seems like a lot of people are happy that these guys are fired. As you guys saw back in December, a lot of artists from New York came out and said, yo, these guys have been gatekeeping the last 10 plus years. They do not play music from New York, they only play mainstream music. Now, of course, Rosenberg came out and said, yo, I don't know about Ebro, but me personally, when I'm DJing up at the station, I'm the only one that shows love to underground rappers, especially underground rappers from New York. Pretty much anytime anybody makes any kind of comment about New York radio, Peter Rosenberg is always on the defensive. So last week when NORE came up to Hot 97 to do an interview with Mero, and he said this,
the one and only Noriega's in the building.
The first time I was here is 1997, and I was here, promoting an album called The War Report.
Yes.
For me to come here, 2026, and to promote being on the run, eating for real this time, is crazy. I was excited to hear this, to be on the show, because it's the first time in a long time that New York radio sounds like New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You guys already know Rosenberg will be fired up.
I mean, that could definitely be a Ebro in there, because obviously Ebro just got fired from Hot 97, and come on, man, think about it. The whole issue, or the whole thing people had with Ebro, was that he didn't play New York artists. So to me, I'm like, he definitely talking about them. But Peter Rosenberg had to respond, so yeah, let's get into Peter Rosenberg's response.
Rosenberg responded back to NORE. He said, man, I peep a lot of people I love, like NORE, casually dropping subtle shots like this, and it's absolutely bonkers. When it comes to New York, people get real conservative about immigration. My dad is from Brooklyn, moved here in 07, married a New Yorker, Miss Hatton no less, bought homes in New York, had a baby with that New Yorker, did more to put on for New York underground rap than any New Yorker on the FM airwaves since K-Slay. Rest in peace. And still gotta catch these strays because I didn't go to high school in New York. And NORE lives in Miami. Now, Peter Rosenberg was not the only one that felt like NORE was taking shots at him. Today on the Joe Budden podcast, episode 912, Joe Budden also agreed with Rosenberg that NORE was trying to take a little dig at him. Here's what he said.
How long after you move from a place do you get to claim the place? I'm thinking about this because of NORE and Peter Rosenberg's little back and forth, where NORE went to do the new morning show with Mero, and he was like, yo, it feels good to hear some New York. The show sounds like and feels like New York now.
Yeah.
To which Pete took offense.
Yeah, he was doing
because
a lot.
Pete
I love Pete, but that was a lot.
I thought he made a lot of valid points.
Wow. I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't think there's anything harmful in saying that I like hearing New York voices on the premier New York radio station. Because none of them, respectfully, are from New York, and I think that's okay. It's okay to, it's not saying you weren't good at your job, it's not saying your show wasn't dope, it's not saying any of that shit. It's just it's nice to hear someone from New York on Hot.
I agree with that. But for people that are mutually fly with both Mero and the old morning show, and you go to the new show and say, oh, finally, it feels good. I could see how it could come off a way to Pete.
The sauce, NORE sounded sincere, and he didn't sound...
That's why, that's why I just said, it sounds... Ebro just got fired, and that's what everybody's talking about, so it kind of seemed like he's talking about them. Maybe not Peter Rosenberg specifically, but obviously the radio show that was there for 13 years, it's It's not there no more. It's a new one. And so when he said those comments, it's like, oh, you definitely talking about the old radio show, you know, but I don't know, man. Let's figure it out, man. You guys let me know.
Yeah, he
didn't sound mean in his. It's nice to hear New York voices on a New York radio station. If he said it like how you said it, I would completely understand.
But Pete's response was, I've been in New York for 20 years now. I've been repping underground New York hip hop more than anybody in the position. I've married a New York woman, had my baby in New York. I've been in New York, and on the flip side, NORE hasn't lived here for 15 years. And it wasn't until he got to the end that I was like, interesting. How long do we get to claim a place or act like we're in tune with the ongoings of the place?
I can speak as someone
while you don't live there.
I don't think he did that.
I can speak as someone who's not from here. I've been here for 20 years. I still claim Elmira. I wouldn't complain if someone said you don't sound like a New Yorker. I don't think that's out of pocket because I'm not from New York. I think that's okay.
But sounded like it seemed like they were talking past each other because.
So he's saying, so that makes a good point. If Peter Rosenberg been here for 20 years, should he really take offense to that?
I agree.
Because he might not be talking to him.
If you're not from there, you're not from there. You can always say that.
Right.
But Rosenberg's always, I put on for New York. In terms of the artists, in terms of the radio, all these other things.
And he did.
And that's up to me.
And his point was, I'm actively in New York right now during a mass exodus.
Doing New York
I'm
shit
here.
while you in Miami.
Yeah. I'm here and you're not. Why do you get to say that to me?
Yeah.
But he could still say, because I'm from here, I grew up here, I'm a New Yorker. Now that I touch down back in the city, whether it be 10 years, 15 years, it just feels good to hear it sounding like New York.
But why if you listening to Florida radio?
So I'm not in
I'm
Florida right now.
listening to y'all.
But look, the fact that
and NORE's my brother and I love him.
I'm not in Florida right now. I'm back home in New York.
Nigga, you here for 2 days. What do you give a fuck about how the morning radio sounds?
If I am listening to Florida radio every single day and I come home and touch down, it feels good to hear New York radio or New York voices on the radio. I think that wherever you spent majority of your time, you can't say NORE's not a New Yorker. Right. If I stood here, I went to jail here, I ran the streets here, I had my first fist fight here, I graduated high school, I did all of these things here, I'm certified stamped as a New Yorker. I don't give a fuck if I moved to Wyoming and lived there for the last 30 years of my life. I'm a New Yorker. You can't take that away from somebody because they've been gone for 10 years.
But you gotta be mindful when you have the relationships with people.
I'm not just.
That's true too. He could have just been like, it sounded like. Yeah, I don't know, man. You guys let me know in the comments. This Hip Hop Heist TV. Shout out to Peter Rosenberg though. He shouted us out last week actually on the show. So shout out Peter Rosenberg, NORE, and Joe Budden. But yeah, man, this Hip Hop Heist TV. We about to get out of here. Thank y'all. Shout out Chigs. I'll put the link for the original clip. You guys can watch that if you like. But yeah, hit that subscribe. You see it blinking over there. Let's get it, man. Peace.